We're going to go right down to a winner back in 2001, the Heisman Trophy there, going to Eric Crouch. Eric Crouch, welcome back to T-Town. I hope all is well.
Hey, man, things are great. Thanks for having me on your show again.
Yeah, it's another great year in Alabama football, and it's a Heisman candidate up in New York City, and a lot of us are very proud of what Tua has been able to accomplish here in Tuscaloosa.
You know what? Congratulations to Alabama and Tua for a great season. I've really enjoyed watching great football and competitive football, and it certainly is a tremendous experience from the perspective of anyone that gets to attend the event, but especially for someone that's being nominated for the Heisman Trophy. Just being in New York maybe for the first time. Maybe they haven't been in New York. I don't know what his travel experiences is, but that big city, all the flashing lights, all the people, it's quite the experience. I've always said to many people to just enjoy it. Be a sponge, absorb it. Rather not, don't get caught up if you're going to win it and you want to win it and you have to win it and all this pressure. Just go out there, enjoy it, be yourself, have some fun. It's going to go by quick, and then you're back to playing ball.
Eric, how did the Heisman Trophy, and this is a difficult question, but how did it change your life?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say that it changes your life if you let it. And I've always tried to remain the same person that I always was before the award, and understand that award is like the ultimate team honor. And I think sometimes people can get caught up, even winners. I guess maybe I've been caught up thinking, hey, this is what I did. But the more and more you realize this trophy is the ultimate team award, you have many other guys, many other people, coaches, training staff, family members that have helped along the way. And I don't want to take anything away from anybody's athletic talent, but I want to say that I wouldn't have been close to in New York City receiving a Heisman Trophy if it wasn't for all the people that were surrounding me throughout my career and throughout my days at Nebraska.
We think we know what it is with that fraternity, and I think we see it every single Heisman Trophy presentation, and you see those individuals come up that have won the previous awards. And I think for me as a college football fan, every time I see one of you guys walk up on that stage and stand behind the winner, and then they announce the winner, but I don't know if we really know what that fraternity is really like. Can you help us understand it a little bit?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, every year that I've been there, and I've only missed a few years, is that you meet someone new, you get to know them, their family members, their wife, and it's an experience that lasts forever. I mean, it's some guys you get to know better than others. Some guys come every year. Some only come once. You might be there the year that a player comes for their anniversary, their 25th anniversary, and then they never come back. Or you become friends and you guys talk every other week or every month. But just the conversations that you have, the experiences that you get to have and you get to learn. I've just been so honored to be a part of this group. My conversations with Danny Werfel, Pete Dawkins, the list goes on and on. Conversations with Billy Sims and Doug Flutie and Chris Wanke, and the list of names that are on the list. And I sit there and these were some of my idols watching football growing up. They had great careers in college. Some, not all, great careers in the NFL. Some Super Bowl, some MVPs. Some NFL MVPs and Pro Bowlers. So you've got a large mix of talent large mix of personalities, and it's been a tremendous ride for me to be able to get invited back to New York every year.
Eric, when you look at these three candidates, certainly, I mean, I think we could probably sit up here and make a case for each and every one of these guys why they should be the Heisman winner. But it's certainly difficult, and I've only been a Heisman voter for just a few years. When you win, you get a vote. Can you kind of walk us through, and I know you're not allowed to reveal who you voted for, but can you kind of walk us through maybe what you see in these three individuals, and maybe not how the decision that you made, but just kind of how do you come to that decision of casting a vote?
Well, I think that one, it's difficult. Some years, I think everybody has their own criteria. That's what makes it such an intense moment when you're writing names down on the paper. Some guys go by stats. Some guys go by wins. Some guys go by what they had with their team, what they didn't have with their team. Were they the best player hands down in the country, no matter what, whether they were here, there, or there? I mean, I think that's what makes it beautiful, and it's everybody's got their own way of doing it. All the winners of the past have their own way. They're looking for certain things. I would say on my part, a lot of it is obviously being the best player encompasses a lot of things. Football is so dynamic, leadership, competitive spirit, able to compete and win at a high level week after week. I'm not so much caught up into, statistics, whether they had X amount of touchdowns or this guy had more, he should win it. This guy had more, better percentage, he should win it. Well, I understand offenses are all different. The defenses that they played were all different. So, I'm looking for those tangibles, things that, stick out when you watch a game. And, that's how I cast my vote. A lot of these three guys have it all. I mean, you could, like you said, you can make a case. I think, I believe I don't know that it will be in the middle somewhere. I think this vote might be one-sided or real close.
Well, when you won the award, I was reading some of the criteria and looking back at your award in 2001. We're talking with Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch, that it was the closest between Rex and Rex Grossman, Ken Dorsey, and you think about, it was as close. I think it was 1985 is what I was reading. 1985. That was pretty amazing and a close. That has to be a stress that you're just sitting there, and even though you said what you did earlier in the interview to try to block all that out, it's probably not easy to do because you're nervous. No. You want the award, but you're probably sweaty and everything as you're leading up to it.
Yeah, you're right. It's nerve-wracking. I remember my heart just pounding out of my chest. I don't know, I could literally feel it like on the outside of my body, like pulsating out beyond my rib cage. And it is hard to block things out. And especially when the moment of winning one of the most prestigious awards in all of sports is about to be announced. And you've got a lot of stress with the family members. They've been talking. Media has been setting expectations. The coaches have set expectations. Your family has expectations. There's a lot of talk about, is anybody hearing things? So you'll get the family members and the coach. Everybody's going to be talking. What are you hearing? What are you hearing? It's, who's got the lead? And they keep it tight. I don't think anybody knows a whole lot, and it's a big guess until the time of the announcement comes on Saturday night. So for me personally, I wasn't expecting to win. I didn't put it out there for me to this wasn't like my goal coming to Nebraska to be a quarterback and play college football. So I've just been very, the voters voted. And whether you agree or not, whether or not I should have been a Heisman Trophy winner, I am. That's what I became. And whether or not Haskins, Tua, whoever, Murray, whether they believe they should or not, destiny is going to be revealed on Saturday night, and the Heisman Trophy will stick with you the rest of your life.
Eric, take a minute. I know I asked you to talk about all three, but we are in Tuscaloosa, and I just kind of like to see from a quarterback perspective, what do you see in Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah. Well, I just see an amazing focus out of him, and I think that's so important to be able to compete at a high level, and especially the level of college football, Division I, playoff caliber type teams that they're playing. You have to be able to be consistent, and he's got all the skills. No one's questioning his skills when it comes to this vote. The things that I think people may question, and it's sad but true. People may say, "Well, this is the biggest game, the biggest stage, and he was injured. He didn't have his best game." While maybe Kyler Murray did have his best game and best performance. Some may say, I'm not going to allow that to affect my vote because of the performance that he had throughout the entire year. And but beyond that, getting back to as a player, that's what I've admired most about watching him play, is he's got a great ability to lead. And I think when you have a player that has that quality, he brings the best in everybody around him out. And it's just so much fun to watch. The energy that comes from that type of a player it's great, and I enjoy watching it, and so do so many other people. And it's something that doesn't, it's not like this is how everybody is. If everybody was like that, there'd be thousands of people up for the award. But it's a rare talent to be able to do that, and it's such a high level. And I've really enjoyed it. So I wish him the best. Everybody's very deserving. It's going. He's got an incredible chance to be the next Heisman Trophy winner, and whoever it is, I welcome to the club.
Eric Crouch, Heisman winner in 2001 for Nebraska. Final question. When you look back at football, I think you and I have visited many times in the past. You were shaped by a lot of different great coaches, Hall of Fame coaches. Now you're having a chance to give back to the sport as an assistant coach there. What was the first season like being an assistant coach there at Midland University for the Warriors? And just talk about how much you enjoyed that.
Well, you're right. I had an amazing time. Great head coach who has a bright future ahead of him. Jeff Jamrog, he was a defensive line coach while I was at Nebraska, and he's really turning the program and the culture around, similar to what Scott Frost is doing now at Nebraska. I enjoy it for a lot of reasons. I like helping. I like helping people accomplish their goals. These student athletes come in and they want to accomplish their goal of being of graduating college and playing football and growing and enjoying the sport, and to be able to teach them more about the game. I really want to get them to a place they may be their goal, but I want to exceed that. And so being able to be there every day, give them, little tidbits here and there of information that I've learned along the way in my playing days, and being around great coaches and other great athletes, I've learned a lot about the game. And not everything comes down to X and O's. A lot of things are being able to lead and focus. For example, like I talked about Tua earlier. It's the ability to be mentally strong. This game has required more mentally now than it ever has, with all the different defenses and things that are happening from players' perspectives. It's a game that can change the speeds a lot. So you got to be prepared for. You got to be so strong in the weight room, and you got to continue to train all year round. And you got to keep your body in tip-top condition and train nutritionally. So I enjoy that part of the game. I just, being on the field, coaching these kids up, watch them reach their dreams, I've really enjoyed it.
Eric, thank you so much. I know it's been a very busy afternoon talking to all those elementary school principals as a conference that you were part of there, and the owner of Crouch Recreation, running backs coach at Midland University, as we know him, certainly a Nebraska great. When you talk about the blue bloods of college football, Nebraska always comes up here in Tuscaloosa. 2001 Heisman Trophy winner. Eric, thank you again for helping us understand what it's like to win the Heisman Trophy and helping us understand what Tua is going to be going through this weekend.
Absolutely. Honored to spend time with you guys. Call me anytime.
Thank you, Eric. Have a safe trip back home. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thanks.